Welcome. My name is Peter Strong, and I provide a Skype Therapy Service for the treatment of anxiety and for the treatment of depression and for help in recovery from addictions. So, Skype therapy is a very effective way of getting access to a psychotherapist and learning effective ways of managing your anxiety or depression or other difficult emotions. During the Skype therapy sessions that I offer, you will be learning mindfulness-based techniques to work with your anxiety. Now, mindfulness therapy has become incredibly popular in recent years, and there's not many people who are offering it, and so this is why many people come to me for online sessions, because they specifically want to learn the mindfulness-based approach to working with emotional suffering. It's much more effective, in my opinion, than conventional talk therapy or counseling, because it really focuses on changing the whole underlying process that creates emotional suffering. We work on changing the structure of your emotions and changing your relationship to your emotions. Both of these are very important parts of the healing process. Changing the structure of emotions is quite interesting because this is based on what we call the structural theory of emotions. That's a central part of mindfulness therapy as I teach it, whereby we find out that emotions are primarily based on imagery. An emotion is the product of internal psychological imagery that we create and that we become habitually identified with. The most common example, of course, would be for traumatic imagery. For people suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, there they tend to have very vivid internal psychological imagery. And when that imagery gets triggered, then they will have an equally intense emotional reaction. Sometimes this internal imagery is like a memory image in which the traumatic scene is replayed in the mind. But more often it's more of an abstract image that has certain characteristics that make the emotion appear. For example, the most common characteristic of intense emotional imagery is its size and its position. If the emotional imagery is very large, then the chances are that it's going to be very overwhelming, and the emotional reaction will be very intense. Mindfulness therapy is all about exploring the details of how emotions work. We actually focus mindfulness, which is a form of direct conscious awareness, onto the emotion. We learn to meditate on the emotion in order to see more of the details of its imagery. Because the more you learn about the structure of the emotional imagery, the more you are able to change that imagery and make it smaller, for example. when you change the emotional imagery, you will change the intensity of the emotion. So, that's one important part of mindfulness therapy that I offer in the Skype Therapy Service. If you are interested in learning more about how to work with your emotions and change the underlying imagery and the underlying habitual cause of your anxiety or depression or addiction, do please go to my website. Just click on the link to my website and learn more about Skype therapy, learn more about mindfulness therapy, and then email me. We can set up a trial session in which you can see for yourself how effective Skype therapy and mindfulness therapy is. So please go to my website and contact me, and let's get started. Thank you.